The NASCAR Xfinity Series is headed to Martinsville Speedway this weekend, and though you'll be making your first Xfinity Series start at Martinsville, you are by no means a stranger to Martinsville. Tell us a little bit about that track and what you look forward to this weekend.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this weekend. It's by far the out of all of the tracks on my schedule here that I've been to the most. I'm most familiar with. I've raced there a good bit and won there, so that's really exciting. It's just a great racetrack. I love short tracks, and that's one of the best ones. So really excited to get there and seeing what we can do.
All right. Well, we'll now take questions from the media. If you have a question, friendly reminder, just raise your hand within the Zoom platform or send us a message in the chat, and we'll monitor that as well. And to kick us off with our first question, we're going to go to Matt Weaver. Go ahead, Matt.
Good morning, Josh. How's it going?
Good, Matt. How are you?
Good. So you alluded to it earlier, the number of laps you have in Martinsville coming in the late model stock race. For fans who are not familiar with the Valley Star Martinsville 300, what is that race? What does it mean to you, and what's so spectacular about it?
Man, it's just when it comes to late model stock racing, it's by far the most prestigious race. It's been going on for years, and man, it's hard to really put into words what it means. I think my peers in the late model stock world understand just how much work goes into that race. It's kind of in the short track world, it's kind of a level playing field, I guess, for us. When you go race all these different tracks, everyone's got their home track that they're more familiar with. Well, when you go to Martinsville, you get one test day and then you come back and race. There's no favorites. Everyone's on the same playing field when it comes to that. And it's just, everybody always just puts their best effort into that race. They put a lot of focus on that event itself. So it's just really prestigious to win, and it's very hard to win. I think most of the time we get between 70 to 90 entries, somewhere in that, I believe, or at least attempts. And yeah, I mean, it's just a huge race for the late model stock world. I mean, it's not maybe the most prestigious short track race in the country, but it's pretty high up there.
And now that you've started to establish yourself as a regular in the Xfinity Series, and you've kind of built that brand recognition up a little bit, have you started to have additional conversations with new partners about being able to extend this stuff for next year? How far along are you in that process?
Not really. We have a new partner here at JRM with Tire Pros, and we're really excited to have them on board with our program, and I think that they believe in me, and I feel like that there's some potential there that maybe we could continue this on. Maybe in next year. Really, this year I don't see a path for me to continue here. For this year, just because of, they're just full. It's just how it is. But yeah, we're always working to try to figure out different opportunities, and I think these next few races are going to be important for that. We've kind of had a rocky start. I think we've had a lot of speed at times. We've been fast, and we just haven't put together a whole race. And Martinsville Friday night is a great place for us to turn that around.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
Okay, our next question will go to Bob Pockris. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Josh, Martinsville, a place where you led all the laps and all 200 laps in 2019 in the late model stock race. Is that one of your biggest moments of your racing career? Oh
yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Being a late model stock guy, like I said, I alluded to just how prestigious of a race that is, and how hard it is. So to dominate it like we did, ended up paying a lot of money, especially for a late model race. And yeah, so that was by far my biggest accomplishment. And it's going to be hard to top that, really, no matter what I do.
And has anybody told you this is what you can take from the late model stock over to an Xfinity car, and this is what you can't? Have you has anybody explained kind of what the big differences will be for you?
No, not necessarily. I think, I've talked with Dale some, and Dale just wants me to kind of be myself and just race like I would, not to overthink it. I think there's a fine line between overthinking things and not, and just going and racing. And overall, I believe in our team. I believe in Taylor as a crew chief and all these guys preparing the car, that I think we'll have a good car. So the main thing for us Friday night is just going to be to stay out of trouble and get some track position, get up front, and hopefully we can get up front. We'll have the speed to race with those guys.
Okay,
Thank you.
our question will come from Dustin Long. Go ahead, Dustin.
Thank you. Josh, with the way the last two races went, was it good to have be off 2 weeks and not be back at the track, or would it have been better to immediately gotten back at a track and not have the last 2 weeks kind of lingering?
I definitely would have been fine with going back racing. I actually went and raced the last 2 weekends in the All Things Automotive late model car. We won at Tri-County Speedway, and then last Saturday we won at Florence Motor Speedway in South Carolina. So, that was kind of a way for just to be, I don't know if that's like just resetting my mind or something along those lines, but I think it's just more of like, that's just what's normal to me. Just going racing. I'm very hands-on with the late model program and the preparation of the cars. So that keeps me busy during the week and kind of keeps me away from the other stuff, last couple weeks have been tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's been frustrating to have that kind of the speed like we had, and just be set up for good runs and just have it kind of fall apart. The deal at Atlanta, I mean, that was like, I don't know really what to. I mean, obviously there was opportunity that I could have went down pit road, but just your instinct as a race car driver just wasn't. Mine's just not that. I'm just not. I don't expect to go through the grass and have the hardest wreck I've had in my life. That's just, you can't teach that. I think going forward now, I understand that what I need to do differently. But until you get in that situation, you just don't know. And it was really close to missing the grass completely, and we would have been fine, but it didn't work out that way.
Also, you've talked in the past just about, the lack of track time, and certainly in this era with no practice, it makes it more challenging, and you've addressed that. Is this week Martinsville potentially the most comfortable you've gone into a track, or is there still that uncertainty because an Xfinity car is not necessarily going to drive like a late model car?
Yeah, I definitely feel more comfortable knowing that I've been there. I was able to, at Atlanta, I was able to run the truck race right before for Young's Motorsports, and that was a good opportunity for me to just, get some experience. And, I felt a lot more comfortable at Atlanta too. I mean, it's tough rolling out on pit road for the first time and not even seeing the place. So having seen Martinsville before and raced there a good bit, I think that'll help. But at the same time, you can't let your guard down. You can't be too confident going into this. It's totally different race car, totally different style of racing. And you got to be prepared for that. You can't, like I said, you can't expect it to be like that. You got to be ready to adapt. But taking the variable out of the track, I think will definitely help me.
And also, I know after Atlanta, you were with Dale at Charlotte, and certainly got to talk with Marcus Smith. I know they had that photo of you guys kind of having some fun, and Dale talked about it on the download. From your perspective, I don't know if there's even any say to a guy like Marcus after your incident in Atlanta, or you let Dale handle that? Or you feel like, hey, that's a little bit out of my league? Or do you say, look, I'm the guy that, as you said, had one of the hardest wrecks. Let me tell you why this is wrong, and have a discussion with Marcus about it.
Yeah, no, that was the first time me meeting Marcus, and I definitely don't feel like it was my place to jump in there and say that. I think the accident alone kind of speaks for itself. I think you saw a lot of reactions from guys, and I had a couple of the different drivers, Cup drivers, stuff reach out to me and ask about that. And I think it's going to be, unfortunately, it's at my expense, but I think that was a good example of maybe where we can learn and make things safer for everybody going forward. I don't know exactly what that is. I mean, I know there's a lot of different talks of turf and different things, but just I I'm not really sure if just mowing the grass down lower would have just, softened that impact a little bit, because it was pretty bad. And, hopefully going forward, we can all learn from that and be better for the next time.
And last thing, and thanks for your time, is I can't recall. I don't know if did you ever run when they ran a couple of those races back at North Wilkesboro? Obviously, there's a little bit of talk about that. I don't know if you have any experience there or what you recall if you were there. And if not, the idea of a short track guy like you that's raced throughout these tracks, of if anything could ever happen at Martinsville. Certainly, Marcus alluded to something, but was not quite clear the other day. So I don't want to jump to too great a conclusions on things, but I'm just kind of getting a short tracker's perspective on that place.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to race there, and honestly, it was a little bit before my time even of just really following racing very closely. I mean, I think that would be a great thing to do, but at the same time, there's a lot of great short tracks around the state that are still functioning racetracks that desperately need something like that to survive. I could name a ton of them that are beautiful facilities, or some facilities that just with a little bit of upkeep would be ready to host, ARCA trucks, Xfinity races. I don't know necessarily why you have to swing for the fences and just do a total rebuild of the track when there's all these other short tracks around the country that are ready to have a race.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question will come from Chase Wilhelm. Go ahead, Chase.
Hey, Josh, thanks for the time today. So I know you're still learning these Xfinity cars, but that being said, 2020, last year, was the first race since 2006 the Xfinity cars have been at Martinsville. So with that being said, did you have this race circled like, hey, I can maybe actually win this? And do you feel like you have a leg up because of your prior Martinsville experience?
Yeah, it's definitely one that I've had circled just because of my experience there and winning there. I mean, that's just one that you just obviously navigate to as being a good opportunity. But kind of like I said before, we didn't, as a group, we didn't want to overly focus on any race like it's our only chance at winning, because I don't necessarily believe that. We've proved that the last couple of weeks. I thought we've been pretty good, especially at Phoenix. So I'm definitely more confident knowing that I've been there. I don't really feel like I have any sort of advantage, just because a lot of these guys, they've raced truck races there and cup races there. So I think, but it might bring me closer, I guess, to a lot of those guys.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, our next question will come from Anton. Go ahead, Anton.
Thanks, Amanda. Good morning, Josh. Last weekend, you won a late model race at Florence Motor Speedway. How much confidence and momentum does that give you ahead of the race at Martinsville?
Yeah, I don't think it's really a confidence thing for me. I've late model raced a long time, won a lot of races, but I think it's just more about just kind of keeping things normal for me. Really, especially last year when we were going for the Advanced Auto Parts National Championship, we raced every week, sometimes a couple times a weekend. I think just staying racing just is good for me. Just staying busy and working on the car, and just, although like I said, the cars are way different, the racing's way different, I think it was just good for me to go race. And I'm very close with all the guys on our team there, so anytime we can go race together and have some fun, I want to take the opportunity. So thankfully we were able to do that the last couple weeks, but like I said, we're looking forward to getting to Martinsville Friday now.
Thank you. Wishing you all the best for Friday.
Yep. Thank you, man.
Okay, we're going to take one final question. We'll go to Ashley McCubbin. Go ahead, Ashley.
Josh, thanks for the time today. We see you pushing hard to try and land a bigger opportunity next week, whether that's full-time or more races. What would it mean to you if you could have anything next time?
I missed the last part of that, but yeah, this whole opportunity, I think, is just about trying to prove yourself for me, to give me an opportunity. Unfortunately, I've got time working against me a little bit, being 30 years old already, but I still think I got there's a lot of good opportunity and a lot of good years left in me. So, I don't know, just, winning a race or coming close to winning a race, I think would be a great step for moving forward. But I'm not even sure if what's would come up if we did that, but for me, I'm just trying to do the best I can. I'm just trying to work hard and just be good to deal with this group and just be respectful of this opportunity. I know how big of an opportunity it is for me, so I'm just trying really hard to just do the best I can. And maybe at times over the last few weeks, I might have been trying a little bit too hard, just trying to make up for things that happened. But going forward, we're gonna try to be better. We've still got 7 more races left, and like I said, Martinsville Friday night should be a great one for us, and we're looking forward to getting going.
And as you look to run more Xfinity races, is there a track out there that is kind of like circle that you wish you could, run a race at or not?
Yeah, definitely. That would probably be Richmond. I ran for JRM at Richmond in maybe, I think, 15 or 16. And we had a great race. Ran up in the top 3, a lot of the times top 5, really kind of come out of nowhere and was really, really good there. So that was another track that really fit my style very well. And we were able to have some practice, which helped. But we ran really well there. So I wish that was on our schedule here at the beginning of the year. But like I said, there's lots of good tracks left, and we're going to do the best we can at them for sure.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Josh, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning, and we wish you the best of luck this weekend.
All right, thank y'all.